watching K34QB, Vail, Colorado.
Happy Thursday, February 8th. It's Kimberly here, and boy, do we have a show for you because, ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Shields is here in the studio with me today. We are making a football classic, jalapeno poppers in the kitchen. Plus, Kevin has a conversation with a medical expert about a rare blood disease. And gentlemen or ladies, it is National Propose Day. So we have a conversation around how you can plan and dream out your future. It's going to be a fun one. So hour one of Good Morning Vail starts right now.
Get up, get ready to start your day. The mountains are calling you out to play. Come on, we'll make you feel right at home. Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
Well, good morning. Thank you for tuning in to TV 8 today for Good Morning Vail. A lot of things happening, as Kim pointed out. We've got some great interviews and some great topics we're going to talk about. I don't know about the proposal part of the day, but we're going to move on and move through and talk about some local weather. 27 degrees getting up today at 8 a.m., 32 degrees, snow percentage chance 30% yesterday. We had that nice little storm front move in, and we got that snowfall right around that 6 o'clock hour to 8 o'clock. We got some decent snowfall out there. Made the roads a little bit slippery, so again today we may see a repeat of that, so just take your time on the way into work today. Light winds today, 10 to 20 miles an hour, not really that light, but just gusty from time to time. We kind of saw yesterday with that storm front that moved in, just some clouds, and then the sky opened up and clouds again. We're probably going to see that again today. Looking at Vail by the hour, fairly consistent throughout the day. We're going to see those high 20s come in as we see a little bit of slight snow in the morning hours, the clouds, and then the sun will come out, and then more clouds rolling in. So that little repetition of what we had yesterday. 50 degrees and sunshine in Denver, 32 in Vail, 34 in Avon, and 36 in Eagle. So fairly mild temperatures out there again today. But again, looking at some more of that snowfall tonight coming in with a low of 11 degrees, 60% chance actually of precipitation moving in the form of snow. And then again, those winds west, southwest, 10 to 15 miles an hour. And again, that can be a little bit gusty. So if you're traveling up over that Vail Pass, just take your time because it can impede your vision a little bit as you go up and down the hill there. Again, looking at the 5-day, Friday, Saturday, looking at some snowfall coming in again throughout the next 5 days, low 30s, high 20s throughout the week as we lead into the weekend. And then it's going to warm up just a little bit, 36 degrees on Monday and Tuesday. So, you know, overall, very mild temperatures, but again, hoping for a little more snowfall as we move into this beautiful weekend we've got planned. Beaver Creek reporting 3 inches in the last 48 hours, 161-inch season total, 49-inch base depth. Those lifts are spinning at 8:30 a.m., and they've got 25 of them going, 163 trails, 73% of the terrain. We hope to bump that up with some snowfall that we see later on this afternoon and this evening. Over in Vail, they are reporting 5 inches in the last 48 hours, 185-inch season total with a 58-inch base. 30 lifts are spinning, 277 trails are open, 99. That big 99, it's just taunting us, Kim.
It is
99% of the terrain open over in Vail. Again, we're just waiting on one more run to get open so that we can say we've got 100%.
Oh, that's too bad.
And then the dance.
And then the dance,
Yeah,
the balloons.
It's going to be epic. You're not going to want to miss it.
It's going to be like, you know, in Times Square, New Year's Eve.
I don't even want to get into it. I'm excited.
Maybe not. But, you know, we've got an interesting show in front of us today.
We do. You know, we like to talk about, we have segments on health and wellness, how your behavioral health and physical health kind of parallel each other. If your physical health isn't great, maybe your behavioral health suffers, and vice versa. You don't get out as much if you're not feeling well. So today we're going to talk about polycythemia vera. And it's a rare blood disorder that's not detected very easily. And so we're going to talk to a patient and a physician that's studied it for quite some time, a little bit about what that disease exactly is, how to detect it, symptoms, and then care for anybody that's having that.
And you know, we're less than a week away from Love Day. So it's National Propose Day.
I like how you tilt your head and Love Day.
Dramatic pause.
Yes.
Dun, dun, dun. Great conversations around destination weddings and things of that nature. Plus, I'm loving this week. We've been making snacks in the kitchen all week long.
Oh,
Jalapeno poppers.
Poppers.
It is a classic, great for tailgates, great for hors d'oeuvres, finger foods. Can't wait to get in the kitchen.
The oven's on.
The oven's on, the cream cheese is softening, and we are going to make sure that we don't burn our hands and our eyes with the jalapeno seeds in the kitchen. So stay tuned. We will be ready to rock right after this commercial break.
Good morning, Vail.
Join us on board the Leadville Railroad Winter Express. Stay cozy in our heated lounge cars. Marvel at the stunning winter landscape. Sip delicious hot chocolate. Don't forget to check out our new specials. Book today at leadvillerailroad.com.
Hi, it's Julio from TV8 Vail. Do you ever wonder why our tagline is "There's more for you on 92"? Because we're always bringing you more. More Good Morning Vail from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. all year long. More local coverage with Vail Vibes and Covered Bridge on TV8. More opportunities to participate with new roundtable panels on mountain perspectives and our new Spanish programming block coming this fall. Find us on Comcast Xfinity Channel 92, on YouTube, or our website at tv8vail.com.
For TV8 in Vail, I'm Avisha Scarborough at the Gerald R. Ford Amphitheater. We'll see you next time. Hi friends, welcome to a little behind the scenes. I'm Avisha Scarborough, and I'm so excited to be part of the team at TV8 in Vail. I love the outdoor lifestyle here, I love the arts and culture, and I love being part of this community. My show is called Vail Vibes with Avisha, where I tell you about all the amazing activities going on here in Vail and surrounding areas all year round.
Whether you want to celebrate Valentine's Day for an entire day or an entire week, the Weston Riverfront in Avon has you covered. This is their couples massage room at the Spa Anjali.
You can schedule that couples massage. After the massage, you can get champagne and chocolates. We're also doing a pop-up special for the month of February, and it is a strawberry seed scrub. It's a polish for the skin, so it is high in vitamin C. It's gonna leave the skin really hydrated. It has a luxurious body balm that we'll use to do for the massage after the scrub portion.
So after you get rubbed and scrubbed, you may want to open up those chakras with their special Valentine's Day yoga.
The chakra yoga class that is going to be on February 14th on Valentine's Day would be a great class for you to attend yourself for that self-care or to do it as a couple together. It is a community-based yoga class, so 100% of the proceeds will go to Small Champions, a local nonprofit that we've partnered with for the month. We always do specialty yoga classes monthly, and we were just focusing on love and the Heart Center.
No doubt by then you'll have worked up an appetite. Located inside the hotel is Stoke and Rye, a restaurant by the award-winning chef Richard Sandoval. They'll be offering a Valentine's Day tasting menu.
It will be lobster tail with tenderloin, and then it'll be a really yummy, delicious, decadent chocolate dessert.
And if your love language involves gifts, there's plenty to choose from here at the boutique.
We have lots of skincare options, candles, we have scrubs, lots of clothing right now.
So make your appointments and your reservations, and may your Valentine's Day celebration be full of love. For TV8 in Vail, I'm Avisha Scarborough.
Do you have an interesting hobby or skill you'd like to share for Vail Valley? We want to hear from you. We're looking for people to share their musical, artistic, culinary, woodworking, athletic, or technical talents on Good Morning Vail. If you'd like to share your talents with the community, email Danielle at tvavail.com. Join the community conversation. There's more for you on 92.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. As I was talking earlier in the show, we like to go over some things in the community that pertain to health and wellness, particularly your physical health and your mental well-being. Well, today we're going to talk to two individuals with a disease called polycythemia vera, and that is a rare blood disease, and we're going to learn a little bit more about that. I've got Dr. Brandy Reeves. She's the Assistant Professor of Medicine at the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill, the Division of Hematology. And we have Gary alongside her, who has been diagnosed with polycythemia vera. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Now, Dr. Reeves, tell us a little bit more about PV, what it is, the symptoms, and how it's detected.
Sure. So polycythemia vera, or PV for short, is a chronic blood cancer that causes the bone marrow to produce too many blood cells. And those are especially red blood cells, but also white blood cells and platelets. And this leads to blood flowing in the blood vessels to be too thick, similar to a car engine with old motor oil, and that can lead to problems. So while some PV patients have no symptoms, most experience fatigue, itching, especially with a hot bath or shower, burning or tingling in the fingers or toes, concentration problems, feeling full after just a few bites of food. And PV can also increase the risk of stroke, heart attack, blood clots in the legs, lungs, or in the abdomen. And over time, PV can cause scarring in the bone marrow called myelofibrosis and can change into a really aggressive blood cancer called acute myeloid leukemia. PV is generally diagnosed by a combination of blood tests. So first with just a regular blood count showing that the blood cells are increased. And then with mutation testing, usually from the bloodstream itself, called a JAK2 mutation.
Now, Gary, with the symptoms that Dr. Reeves just reviewed, tell us a little bit about your diagnosis and how you became involved so much and found out that you had PV.
So, as the doctor described, one of the symptoms is burning in the toes. That was my symptom. I've had it for a while, probably like 2010 to 2020. In 2020, it was coming when I wasn't hiking because I just assumed that it was when I was hiking. So in 2020, I went for blood test. It said I had a JAK2 mutation. I was misdiagnosed with ET, which is another form of MPN. And then in January, I found a specialist in Boston at Mass General. I had a bone biopsy, and I was diagnosed with polycythemia vera at that point.
Now, that's one thing I wanted to point out, Gary. I was looking at some photos before the show, and you seem to be a very, very active individual. Tell me about how you've worked with your physician on your treatment plan.
Well, when I started, it was going to be, when I heard that I had polycythemia vera, and I would have to have therapeutic phlebotomies, I was bothered by that. So I went out and did more hiking at that point in January of 2021. But the phlebotomy didn't work. So I tried that for about a year. And I was having a pint taken out about every 2 weeks. And I would feel better when the blood was taken. But after a year, I had a conversation with my specialist, and she recommended that I try Bezremi. And in my experience with Bezremi, it's been very positive.
Now, Dr. Reeves, other than the Bezremi, is there any other treatments options available for people? And how do these treatment options affect someone that's as physical as Gary?
Yeah, so like Gary said, one of the treatment options is just therapeutic phlebotomy, where we're removing blood from the body. But then we also have medications like Bezremi, and there's also a pill called hydroxyurea. And both hydroxyurea and Bezremi are considered frontline treatments for PV patients who need more than just phlebotomy. And the big difference between those two drugs is that while both can reduce the blood cell counts, only Bezremi can reduce the number of PV cancer cells over time. And each patient is different in terms of which drug is best for them, depending on what they have going on in the background and what they like to do. But in general, both treatments are well tolerated and help polycythemia vera symptoms.
Nice. So Gary, has it slowed you down at all, or are you still out there on the hiking trail?
It hasn't slowed me down. It's made me feel better. My toes aren't burning when I'm hiking. Hoping to get out to do another hike this weekend. We'll see. We'll see how the weather holds up.
Is there anything you'd like to tell anybody else out there that's been diagnosed with PV?
Do your research. Find a specialist. Go to the MPN Research Foundation website. Check out the Bezremi.com website. Do your research. Read up.
Nice. Dr. Reeves, any other place that people can go to find out more information?
Yeah, the other place would be the Leukemia Lymphoma Society, which is lls.org. They have great, reputable information there.
Great. Well, I appreciate both your time this morning talking about PV, getting us a little more educated on what it is. And Gary, it's so happy to hear that you're out there still on the trail. Enjoy.
Thank you.
We'll be back soon with more Good Morning Vail.
Good morning, Vail.
Each week on the Tech Show, you can look forward to the latest in technology and how you can use it too. We'll also chat with leading experts, and you'll find out if the latest gadget will take my money or not. Don't miss the Tech Show. Check your local listings.
Thank you for watching Good Morning Vail. Have an amazing day. Get on out there, soak up that sunshine. We'll see you tomorrow right here for more Good Morning Vail. Bye, everyone. Hi, I'm Gretchen Bleshaw. You might recognize me from the Glitz and Glam with Gretchen. Maybe you hear my voice on the radio from time to time or see me out at a concert or two. I love concerts. If you see me out, the long mermaid hair, I'm almost 6 foot tall. It's hard to miss. Come and say hi, give me a high five, and make sure to watch me right here on TV8.
My name is Tyler Alvarez. I work here at Sweet Basil in Vail. I'm a bartender here. I originally came to Vail to snowboard. I slept on my sister and my cousin's couch for what was supposed to be a week, turned into 2 months, and then I found my own spot, and then kind of made friends and worked different places in the valley and kind of just fell in love with it more and more every single day, and ended up finding my way to Sweet Basil through some friends who had worked here and all the great things that I heard about it. And yeah, I've been here for 4 years now. It's hard to wake up in Vail and be upset when you look outside. It's just beautiful. My favorite part about working at Sweet Basil is definitely that I could be proud about everything that we're putting out, whether it's food, drinks. We also get to be really creative here. The bartenders, the whole team here, We workshop our menus every season, so we'll start with a spirit or an ingredient, and then we get to be really creative and make a whole project of it. And then when we get the final product, it's a drink that we're all really proud of for the whole menu, and that's super fun, just being able to be creative and work with new things. And the most fun cocktails to make, though, are definitely the ones that we get to create from scratch. When people take a sip and say, oh my God, this is delicious, or they just love it. And that's probably the most fun for me, the creativity behind it and making unique cocktails. That, for me, that would be the most fun drink to make, just the one that you start from scratch and then people are excited about. I'm Tyler, I live and work in Vail. Come see me at Sweet Basil.
Good morning, Vail.
We're here in the kitchen.
We're in the kitchen.
We are. Kevin and I are having a competition as to who cuts their jalapenos the better way.
No, you can do it. You can't cut a jalapeno the wrong way. So
It's true. There's really just a multitude of ways to doing it.
Wonderful
I
thing to
particularly am avoiding the spiciness of the seeds and the juices from the jalapeno, so I went a different way, and Kevin tried it another way.
I
so.
chose to do something a little different because that's the way I am. So there.
Well, this is definitely a classic and a favorite of mine. What do you think?
I love these.
I do
They
too.
Are absolutely
They are decadent. They are salty. They're spicy. All of the deliciousness that you need. Yeah, it's great. And we're not going to be fancy today. We're just going to make it the classic way.
Okay.
But in a fun way that I've had these jalapeno poppers is you put a piece of shrimp on top of it and then wrap the bacon around.
Now you're getting
fancy.
Yeah.
But we are classic. We don't love the fancy today. So we are just going to go ahead and get started. It's a very simple recipe.
Okay, so what do we do?
So jalapenos, that is
Check.
obviously key.
Got those.
Now you've got some bacon. Also check.
Okay.
We've got the bacon. We've got cream cheese. Football food, in my opinion, the base of all of it is cream cheese. So of course we've got cream cheese today, and then we've got regular shredded cheddar cheese as well. So you can do exact measurements, but you really don't have to.
You don't have to.
Really, whatever you want to do with it.
You can kind of variate it or make it your own signature dish.
It's true.
Good.
It's true. So we did it a couple different ways on cutting the jalapeno.
We did.
Yes.
So what is the first, now that we have the jalapenos cut, because I noticed you did it a couple different ways.
I did.
Seeds in, seeds out.
Well, I'm not finished showing
you're not finished.
our audience
You're going to demonstrate how to seed.
How to de-seed
so you don't get the juice on your hands.
So you don't get the juice on your hands. Now, I cut it off at the top, and then I like to cut them in half because, one, it stretches the appetizer a little bit farther.
Oh,
and two,
we're stretching now.
We are stretching. If you're hosting a big party, you need to make sure you have enough for everyone, and these will go fast.
Okay,
and then I take my knife, which I did earlier, and I kind of slice a little bit along here to get the I guess you could call it the core, the spine, whatever.
Spine, core.
And then I just take a spoon and I just kind of gently wiggle my way out through here so that you can get most of the seeds out without having to get it all over your hands. Now this way does take a little bit longer than Kevin does, and then you just scrape out the seeds just like that.
Yeah, see, I cut off the end and then cram a knife in it and just spin it out, done. And I've got juice, seeds, everything else on my hands.
It's true. And I don't want to have burning skin, so
Okay.
I do it the more dainty way. But
Okay, wonderful.
Well,
we're talking about the big game.
You can. Dainty does also equate to football.
Okay.
Details, devil's in the details, right?
Hey, I'm with you.
All right. So then, what is great about this too is
We're on the same team.
We are. Well, I don't know. We're two different colors here today. We are TV8 team.
Yeah.
So we can either Kevin, you can help me finishing de-seeding, or if you want to get started on
ridicule your ability to Cora.
which seems to happen more often than not. So if you want to, we can go ahead and get started on the mixture. Okay. So what we're doing there, we've got our cream cheese sitting out. It's about 8 ounces of cream cheese, so 1 block. Easy, you don't have to measure it out. Just dump it in there. It's nice and smooth.
Part was easy.
Very easy. And then you're gonna just mix in the cheddar cheese. Oh. Now you can do this a couple of different ways with your bacon. If you've got some friends that maybe don't eat meat, so you can make these without the bacon. Or
you don't invite those friends.
All are welcome. All are
They
welcome.
are. How much cheese?
You do about a cup if you want to, but really it's kind of up to your discretion. You know, I like cheesy.
One.
I like the idea of cream
cup.
cheese, but I feel like cheddar cheese is also quite delicious. So
It is.
just add in as much as you want to.
And just blend this together.
Just blend it together.
Okay, we're blending.
It'll take a minute to kind of mix it all together, but as you work
Soften
with
it even more.
as you work with the cream cheese, it will soften.
Gotcha. 10-4.
Looking great. And then another piece of this is we actually will be dicing up some garlic. So I'll get started on that here in a second. And then the bacon. So if you wanted to make it easy, you can just saute up your bacon ahead of time, you know, dice it up and make it into little crunchy pieces,
Okay.
like bacon bits, and mix it into the cheese mixture. Or we're gonna do it the classic way. Cut the bacon in half, wrap it around the peppers.
I like that. I like that way.
I do too. I do
The
too.
classic way.
The classic. That's how I look at it. But I love a jalapeno popper. It's one of my favorites.
Good.
Yeah. Good. Glad he's happy.
I'm happy.
But yeah, this is just a fun and easy appetizer. The only thing that's tricky is when you're dealing with the seeds. So you want to make sure that you either A, wear gloves, which we are not.
Absolutely not.
Live on the wild side.
Later on.
You can live on the wild side like Kevin likes to do. You know, he's an adventure, an adrenaline junkie.
Yeah.
In the kitchen especially.
More of a junkie, but
All right, so we are almost done with these jalapenos. Kevin's mixing that up. I'm gonna dice up the garlic really quickly.
Okay.
And then we're just gonna start filling our poppers in. Now, we've got our oven heated up at 400 degrees, which is pretty toasty because we want that bacon to be nice and crispy. And then we also want the peppers to soften. And then we're putting them all in the oven for about 20 minutes and it should be good to go.
Ooh,
so
that's quick.
it is quick,
Yeah.
you know. If you want to like crisp it up a little bit more, you can always turn the broiler on, not the boiler. Now we do have a couple seeds in here. It's gonna be spicy. We'll try
Yeah.
our hardest, but
Kick it up a notch.
I'm gonna go ahead and dice up a little bit of garlic, as we can see, and then we're gonna pipe the mixture. Looking good, Kev. Looking
Okay.
good. That's great. And the best part is cream cheese will melt a little bit more in the oven. So I like to crush my garlic. I just take the blunt side of my knife, use the palm of my hand, crush it. Makes it a little bit easier to dice
crushing
up.
it. Good job.
I'm crushing it. That's my favorite phrase. Did you know that?
I did not. Now we know.
I say it
Everybody.
often. You're doing great. You're crushing it. And I am literally crushing the garlic.
Kim Perot is now known as the Crusher.
The crusher. You know, if I were a professional wrestler, I
If
think
you
that's
were,
what my name would
or
be.
roller derby. I can see
Roller
roller
derby.
derby.
Now, you know, I like to have a lot of garlic in my ingredients, but we'll just do a little bit here. I'm just dicing it up, making it nice and easy. Now, it's always easier to dice up garlic when you have a really sharp knife. This knife needs to be a
where
little
did you
bit
get
sharpened,
that?
but
It's like a utensil from World War II.
you know, we have a blast here in the kitchen. Kevin is
It's the month of love.
brotherly love, like
Yeah.
Philadelphia. This is the city.
See, if it was brotherly love, you'd completely forget about me. But go
Sorry,
back to
bro.
that segment of when she forgot about her brother.
Oh, you know, when
The actor,
my
famous
favorite
actor.
my favorite actor is not my brother, it's Bradley Cooper.
Yeah.
But you know what?
Hey.
He forgave me. I redeemed myself at the end of that one.
He
So we got-
doesn't even know.
He
you did
doesn't
that.
even know.
I'm
So-
going to tell him.
Garlic's mixed in here. Kevin's getting the bacon going. So we have kitchen shears, and what we're going to do is just cut the bacon in half, right?
Sure.
That's what you like to do.
Well, there's a number of ways you can do it. You can just cut it in half with shears. You can slice it with a knife, which I'm going to do.
Yep, just like that. If you wanted to add like extra seasoning into this cream cheese mix, you can do like garlic powder, garlic salt.
Ooh, that sounds good. Yeah, a little taco seasoning maybe.
Yeah, that'd be a good one too. You know, that's a great option, just to give it a little bit more dynamic and layering of the flavors. But I'd say even just the classic way, you're going to get a lot of deliciousness out of here. Awesome. So this cream cheese we're working it down a little bit more just so it's a little bit softer. And then we're just going to take a spoon and line our jalapenos with the cream cheese.
Okay. I have a spoon right here.
He's got the spoon. I'm going to go ahead and get started. You've got the bacon rolling.
I'm doing this.
And we are going to start lining our jalapenos. So just like that, very easy. It doesn't have to be clean because, you know what, we're wrapping bacon around it.
Did you know that a dull knife is more dangerous than a sharp knife?
I did know that.
Oh, good. 'Cause
Can you
next
tell us
time-
why?
Well, because like I'm sawing on this piece of bacon and I might lacerate my finger.
So
I
that's,
won't be worrying about the jalapeno juice that's on it. I'll worry about the blood.
I love seeing how people's brains work, because if I were doing the bacon side of it, I would have actually kept it thick and cut it in half. That's how I would have done it.
Yeah, well.
And you would have, you cored your jalapenos differently. It's just fun to see variety.
Tomato,
in the kitchen.
tomato.
Nothing has to be perfect, and it doesn't have to be an exact science. You just kind of make it happen. It's
Just
the
do it.
creativity and the art of culinary.
Yeah, the kitchen. There's no rules here.
There are no rules.
We were going over that. Yes, no rules.
Zero rules. The only rules that they ever exist in cooking, in my opinion, are when you're baking, because you have to be precise and exact.
Oh, fine. So there are rules. Now you're making rule maker.
Right. Well, I've got a couple of these. I'm just taking my
We
spoon.
put these in the pan?
Yeah, we'll put them in the pan. We'll wrap them and bake them, and then put them in our baking dish.
Okay.
Yep. And I'm just kind of spooning them in. Doesn't really matter how much you're putting in there. Some of them might be a little more cheesy than others, but that's all you've got to do. We're just wrapping, cutting, scooping, baking. It's all going to be delicious. Make sure that you put it on 400 degrees for 20 minutes.
Check. Did that.
And then at the end, if you want to, you can always put the broiler on and make it a little bit more crispy if you feel like it's not crispy enough. But these are looking great. Kevin, you are so artistic in your
You know what?
rolling.
I love the smell of jalapenos. I just really enjoy that. Great aroma in the kitchen.
It's so great. Awesome. Well, these are looking delicious. I can't wait. Forget breakfast. I'm having a jalapeno popper for breakfast.
This is breakfast.
It is
Are
breakfast.
Are you kidding
Cheese,
me right
bacon,
now?
peppers. I mean, it sounds like an omelet without the eggs.
Yeah.
Well, stay tuned. We are going to finish piping and wrapping our jalapeno poppers, and then we'll show you what they look like later on in the show. So we'll be right back after this.
Good morning, Vail.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
Familia, estamos muy emocionados de por fin presentarles nuestro nuevo programa completamente en español, Conexión Latina, que se estrena este lunes 21 de agosto a partir de las 7 de la tarde. Por el momento, el programa se transmitirá los lunes, miércoles y viernes de 7 a 7 y media de la tarde, con una repetición de 7 y media a 8, así que no hay excusas para perdértelo. Te recuerdo que puedes sintonizar nuestra programación a través del canal 92 de Comcast, nuestra página web tva.com y nuestra página de Facebook TVA Conexión Latina. Acompáñanos en esta nueva aventura llena de información y entretenimiento local. No te lo pierdas.
Well, Archer and I are going to get headed on further down the trail, but I hope you'll catch up with us a little bit later. Hi, I'm Ben Roof, and I'm one of the new hosts here at TV8. I'm so excited to share all of my explorations throughout the Vail Valley with my dog Archer, where we'll be taking you to hiking trails, biking trails, maybe we'll go rafting, fishing, or whatever else we can come up with. I'm so excited to share all of that with you in my new segment, Outdoor Adventures. Don't forget to catch up with us every day right here at TV8 Vail or at tv8vail.com, because there's always more for you on 92.
Do you have an interesting hobby or skill you'd like to share for Vail Valley? We want to hear from you. We're looking for people to share their musical, artistic, culinary, woodworking, athletic, or technical talents on Good Morning Vail. If you'd like to share your talents with the community, email Danielle at tva8vail.com. Join the community conversation. There's more for you on 92.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail in the TV8 Winter Weather Center. Let's take a look outside and see what's happening in that local weather. Getting up today, 27 degrees at 8 a.m. A high today of 32 degrees. We have a 30% chance of precipitation moving into the valley in the form of snowfall, kind of like we did yesterday. Those winds west-southwest 10 to 20 miles an hour. So a lot of gusty winds. As the clouds come in, that wind gust will come in, blow the clouds back out. So we're going to have a little bit of the same thing that we had yesterday with some different variations of weather throughout the day with some snow falling later on. Vail by the hour shows a very consistent day as far as the temperatures go, from 27 to 29 degrees in between there. So not a lot of changes throughout the day in regards to temperature. On the I-70 corridor, partly sunny and 50 degrees in Denver, 32 in Vail, 34 in Avon, and 36 in Eagle. Again, looking at a 30% chance of precipitation as it moves in and out of the valley. Later on this evening, we're going to see a low of 11 degrees. 60% chance of snowfall. So a little bit, again, of a replay that we had yesterday. Some of that late afternoon, late evening snowfall rolling in, 60% chance of that. The winds are going to die down just a little bit, 10 to 15 miles an hour, but still be cautious if you're out there on those roadways, because last night those winds were gusting as well. That created a little bit of a visibility hazard. So just be cautious of that. 5-day looks great leading into the weekend. Friday, we've got 30% chance, 30 degrees with 60% chance of precipitation. So some snowfall Friday, Saturday, mild temperatures, 30, 29 degrees there. And then as we transition out of this week into next week, temperatures are going to warm up a little bit on Monday, 36 degrees on Monday and Tuesday. Maybe a chance of snowfall on Monday, but it's going to be partly cloudy with that sun coming out on Tuesday. So some great weather coming our way. Just stay tuned and we'll see what leads into the weekend with some more additional snowfall on the mountains. As we look into the destination of Colorado and specifically the Vail Valley, a lot of people plan their weddings around destinations, and Colorado is perfect, whether it's winter, summer, fall. Perfect time to have a wedding. We're going to take a look at some weddings around and see what certain destinations have to offer.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. I am so excited to introduce Yana D for YD Event Management. We're going to talk about all things destination weddings. How are you doing, Yana?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you doing?
I'm so well. I love your hair. It's so beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Hopefully you're having a
Nice
great...
to be here.
Oh, thank you. Well, I heard that we were talking all things destination weddings, and I have so many questions for you. Are destination weddings a big thing right now?
It's actually undeniably huge, especially in US and in general, because destination weddings provide an opportunity to get married in unique and remarkable places.
Yeah. I was wondering because, oh, go ahead.
No.
One of my girlfriends is doing a destination wedding next year in Mexico, and she was so excited about this because it took away kind of the stress of trying to, a lot of destination weddings, and tell me if I'm wrong, kind of take out the middleman where you can have your flowers, your food, everything kind of provided for you through whoever you're using at the resort. Is that correct?
Well, yeah, of course, the destination weddings, they typically involve booking all accommodations for couple and, of course, the guests. And usually this fee includes the cost of using the venue, the catering, and other services. So, of course, it does, but as well, you should take into consideration that there is the shipment fee if you're doing it in a remote location or something, so it might be a little challenging.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, and the other thing, and this is kind of funny, but she was saying with destination weddings, a lot of time when you're not exactly sure how many people you can invite, it kind of helps with that a little bit as well, because that way, unless people can go, you know, it kind of takes away that stress. Because sometimes, you know, people don't have enough money to go. That sounds awful, but the true story.
Unfortunately, you should take it to consideration because usually it's such a big thing, as people might not travel due to maybe inconvenience,
Right.
or of course the cost effective. However, usually if it's a close list of friends, they might make it, or maybe if couple adding it to their budget and they help to sponsor the tickets.
Right on. And
for the
Yana, where are some of the most unique and beautiful destination places that you've seen or heard of?
I would definitely say it's a Lake Como,
Yes.
Hawaii, Maldives, um, maybe some kind of mountains in Switzerland. There's a different chalets if they want to do like fairy tale weddings. Um, yeah, Tuscany as well, the most beautiful place. And I did love Greece
Oh,
for
wow.
sure. It's spectacular. Has spectacular views.
You're making me so excited to travel. This is, it's very, very exciting. And I know that the destination weddings now, because of COVID, obviously is still around, but we have more of a handle on it. People are able to get up and travel. Do you think that's a big part of why destination weddings are a big moment right now? Because people are just stoked to travel again?
Well, this is an ever-evolving change in preferences for modern couples who favor unique and unconventional experience over traditional weddings. And of course, destination weddings provide an opportunity to get married in a unique and remarkable places with amazing backdrops. Either it's a beach, historic place, maybe castle, tropical mountain or tropical island or mountain resort, and destination itself becomes a memorable backdrop for the event, either it's wedding or the venue. So after COVID, everyone would like to go and live that moment,
Right.
feel those emotions and enjoy that beautiful view and maybe change of the scenery from their hometown or whenever they are based in.
Yana, how did you get involved with all of this? Did you wake up one day and you're like, this is what I want to do. I love weddings. I love destinations. I'm going to help people get married. How did that come to be?
I was at my sister's wedding and it was not a very great experience with her wedding planner. I was like, I could do so better. And then I decided, yeah, why not? I was doing a corporate events and I thought I would learn something as I felt like I'm so creative and I want to create magic for other people.
Cool.
So I've decided to establish my own business and create magic all over the world for our clients. But everything started from my sister wedding.
I love that you're so honest about it. You're like, I could do so much better than this. Like, what are you paying for? That's awesome.
Yeah, fortunately. That is why I'm making sure that our clients never ever face anything like that.
Like that again. Did you redo your sister's wedding? Could you do like a vow renewal and you can plan the whole thing?
Actually, we were doing it this year.
Really? That's amazing. Oh my gosh, I love this. Well, Yana, you're...
It's going to
Go
5
ahead.
years, so we're doing like new vowels.
I love that. I love it. Well, Yana, you're amazing. Where can people get more information and if they want to use you for their destination wedding?
Sure, they can just go on our website. They have all the details there, like info@yanadievent.com,
Okay.
or just directly on the website. They can just drop us email or WhatsApp. We are pretty much connected on Instagram as well.
Cool. Thank you so much for your time, and you seem lovely, and I'm so excited. Hopefully we can talk to you again and see and hear about all the other weddings that you've done and the vow renewals as well. Have a great...
Deal.
Thanks, Yana. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. And keep it right here. We have more Good Morning Vail to come.
Good morning, Vail. Good morning, Vail.
It's the fastest half hour in television. Toyota's Race Week takes you inside the high-speed world of NASCAR. Go behind the scenes for a look into the high adrenaline world of motorsports and hear from your favorite drivers as they discuss the drive to a championship. If you love NASCAR, you won't want to miss Toyota's Race Week.
America was built on a love for the outdoors. We are a nation of sportsmen, blessed with magnificent natural resources. With broad interests across water and field, we are united in our devotion to nature and conservation. Join us every week for the best shows celebrating the outdoor lifestyle. Outdoor America. Live free.
Join us on board the Leadville Railroad Winter Express. Stay cozy in our heated lounge cars. Marvel at the stunning winter landscape. Sip delicious hot chocolate. Don't forget to check out our new specials. Book today at leadvillerailroad.com.
I'm Amy Goodman, host of Democracy Now! Our independent news hour offers diverse perspectives and unique opinions, often unheard in the mainstream media, live as the news unfolds. Tune in for Democracy Now!, the War and Peace Report, weekday mornings at 9 and evenings at 6 on TV8 Vail, Comcast Xfinity Channel 92. There's more for you on Channel 92.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. We have a great publication here in the Valley called Covered Bridge Magazine. And in that magazine, it tells you everything that's going on in and around the Valley. But they also look at things like popular cocktails. Let's take a look and see what they've got that they're mixing up.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Covered Bridge on TV8. I'm Kim Fuller, Editor-in-Chief of Covered Bridge Magazine.
I'm Bobby LaRue, the Director of Partnerships at Covered Bridge Magazine, and today we have the pleasure of working with Joe Newton. Joe Newton is a lead bartender at Root and Flower, a sister restaurant to Two Arrows. We're going to work today on a couple cocktails and give you guys a little bit of drinking beverages.
So, Joe, what is the first cocktail?
So the first cocktail we're going to be making today is one of our oldest, most classic cocktails at Root and Flower and Two Arrows. It's Smoking Bird.
Lovely.
So the Smoking Bird, it's a twist on an old classic, because of course a lot of our cocktails are, twists on classics. And we actually start with the Jungle Bird, which is an old classic gin cocktail. And then we move on and we actually substitute in tequila and mezcal for this.
This is exciting.
So the first cocktail we're going to be making today is called the Smoking Bird. It's an old classic Root and Flower cocktail that we've had on the menu for many years. Both Root and Flower and Two Arrows have had it on their menu over the years. And I want to share it with everybody. It's now off the menu at Root and Flower, but you can always come in and ask for it. So the Smoking Bird is a twist on the classic rum tiki cocktail called the Jungle Bird. So it uses normally rum, Campari, little lemon and lime, and some pineapple juice. So we're going to be kind of substituting in our favorites, mezcal and tequila. So
Perfect.
When we're building our cocktails at Root and Flower, we always like to measure everything. I always like to make sure that everything is consistent, tastes the same. Every bartender can make the same drink. Every drink is going to be that, same delicious taste that you always know. So for me, I always love to start with my cheapest ingredient, just because when we're behind the bar, we're moving so quickly. If for whatever reason I make a mistake along the way, I can then go back, fix it, correct it, or at the very least, throw out the cheapest ingredient.
Wow, that's an interesting.
So this is
way to do it.
fresh squeezed lemon juice for our cocktail for the Smoking Bird. And then we have pineapple juice. Now we've experimented with a couple different styles of pineapple juice. We actually made a pineapple shrub at one point, but with the pineapple here, we're just using your fresh, dull, store-bought canned stuff. I always find that this is the best of cocktails. So we had 3/4 of an ounce of lemon juice. We're actually going for a full 1.5 ounces of pineapple, because we want that pineapple. It's delicious, it's nice, it gives that acidity to the cocktail.
Very bright drink, it sounds like.
Bright drink. Now, at Root and Flower, we do love Campari, but we actually rather use Contrado. So we were at the distillery a couple years ago. It's up north in Canelli in Italy, and it's absolutely gorgeous.
I think that's one unique thing about Root and Flower. You guys actually travel, right, to learn about some of these liquors that you're using in your beverages.
Exactly. So we always like to do our staff trips We do a staff trip once every 6 months. So last spring we were in Oaxaca, which was absolutely amazing, beautiful. We were able to experience, the agave plantations. So mezcal is very near and dear to our hearts here. So with this, this is why we love this drink. It has mezcal in it. We were able to actually meet some of the mezcaleros who make this mezcal. So we have that kind of like personal touch, that personal connection to these guys.
How much are you pouring with the Contrado and the mezcal?
So with the Contrado, we're doing about 3/4 of an ounce.
Okay.
So I like to measure everything, but the joys of cocktails is that you can always adjust it. So at Root and Flower, we like to come up with new cocktails. And we like to Mr. Potato Head on cocktails. So Mr. Potato Heading is the idea where we take one ingredient and substitute it for another. So this is the perfect example. So we are Mr. Potato Heading the rum in the original Jungle Bird for tequila and mezcal. Now, we like to blend, so we're doing 1 ounce each of mezcal and tequila straight into our small shaker tin.
Nice.
And so we like to blend the mezcal and tequila. Tequila itself is fantastic and provides that delicious body to the cocktail. With the mezcal though, we want that smokiness. But together, they provide just the perfect blend of the spirits that we need.
So that's where you get the smoking bird.
Exactly.
Rather than jungle bird.
Exactly. The smoking bird comes from that mezcal, and it's
awesome.
amazing. So,
Okay, so there's like 5 things in there so far.
we have everything ready to go in our shaker tin. I always like to grab my big tin. Now, at Root and Flower, we do a lot of cocktail classes.
Yeah, Root and Flower is in Vail Village, as is Two Arrows. And how often are these cocktail classes generally?
So our cocktail classes, we always, you're always welcome to book cocktail classes with Root and Flower. So myself or Jeremy will often take the cocktail classes. We also have wine classes and spirits classes. So you can come in, you get to taste through different spirits, taste through different cocktails, and then I'll actually show you all the kind of the bartender workings of what we do for cocktails, how we make cocktails and how you can make them at home.
I love it.
So like I said, here we have everything built. I always like to add my ice to the small tin, and then you pour one into the other, give it a little tap, and as you see, that always seals itself.
Wow.
We like to use these Boston shakers. It's a little easier than the cobbler shakers. So those 3-piece cobbler shakers I do love. They look beautiful on the back bar, but they're a little bit more problematic when you're working behind the bar.
Okay.
Understandable.
It's going to get loud.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's hear it.
All right, so we're just going to shake, and you want to shake these cocktails, you want to shake them awake and not rock them to sleep. So.
Okay.
Get the elbows into it.
All right.
So I think I'm going to try to talk while Joe's shaking his drink. What's really cool about Root and Flower that I've noticed is it's like an education. So when I walk in there, I can talk to a bartender about, hey, I like mezcal, or hey, I like gin, and here's how I like my cocktails. And you guys kind of give me education on styles of gin, different styles of cocktails, and then you usually just whip me up a drink.
And that's it.
Which is a ton of fun.
Wow, look at that.
So we have been doing this for a long, long time here. And so I've been with Root and Flower for 6 years now. And the joy of Root and Flower, and what I love about it, is we have menus, but the best thing to do is just come in, ask for one of us bartenders, and we'll be able to ask you a couple questions, figure out what you're looking for. They might not be, direct questions about cocktails. And we'll, come up with something unique, personalized for you.
And you guys do that for wine too, right?
We do.
That's awesome.
So we started life off as a wine bar. So we had, back in the day, 15 different glass pours. But of course, with cocktails becoming so popular nowadays, we were able to move into that space a little bit more. And we've just kind of grown our cocktail program, and we've been able to make delicious drinks.
That's just beautiful. So you
such as this.
fill it with ice to the top.
I always like to pour my drinks without the ice first and then top up the ice. Because when we're in a busy bar, I'll be pouring, if you pour the ice in first, the amount of times I've actually accidentally spilled the drink, it's bounced off the ice. That's why I do it. That's a very different kind of interesting things of doing bartending techniques.
Yeah, I noticed when you were making the drink, I used to pour it over the ice. but actually you guys educated me on that. When you're making the cocktail, when you're building it, you don't put it on ice.
No.
You wait, right? Is there a reason behind that?
Yeah, so we are always building our cocktails dry, just because if you have to walk away at any point and you're halfway through building that cocktail, if you've already started putting ice on it, it's going to start melting. You're going to lose that consistency. You're going to lose that. You're almost going to add too much dilution to the cocktail.
I see. Okay, that makes total sense. And
So-
I'm sure with the warm alcohol too and the cold ice,
Exactly.
you melt it.
Exactly. So we're always building dry, and even with that, I can let that sit without ice, and then when it's ready to serve, I can add the ice, slide it across the bar.
That's just beautiful. What is that garnish,
And then-
Joe?
So we like to use dehydrated fruits here. Of course, it's a very trendy, classic thing now with modern day bartenders and cocktail bars. Everyone's using dehydrated fruit. This is like almost an attempt to reduce waste. So I've been bartending now for 12 years. And when I first started, we'd be cutting something like 2 quarts worth of fresh lemons and limes every day. And if we weren't busy, we'd have to throw them out every day.
Right.
So this is just a better way of preserving those citrus fruits, allowing the drink to have something pretty to look at. And the final touch, I always like, is aromatic sprays. And this is almost recreating what the citrus would do.
Okay.
So we actually take oils, we'll take our lemon peels and infuse them into 151 Everclear vodka. And you can then just spray with this. It's almost like a perfume.
Oh, it's delicious.
Oh, it is.
So it's like an orange.
Lovely.
Smells
This
like
one's
fresh.
orange.
Wow.
So this will be shelf stable forever.
That's so great.
It's amazing.
And adds that just extra pop of the drink. I always believe every cocktail should have a citrus, the visual component, the aromatic component, and the obviously the taste component.
Well, yeah, definitely go see Joe, a lead bartender at Root and Flower, and he has cocktail classes. Root and Flower also has wine classes, spirit classes, sister bar and coffee house, 2 Arrows, pretty much a little bit across Vail Village is a great place to find other wonderful cocktails. So Joe, thank you so much for coming today.
Thank you guys.
It's great having
Thank
you.
you. Good to be here.
Yeah, and thank you everyone for watching Covered Bridge on TV8.
Good morning, Vail.
Eyepieces of Vail has been a fixture in the Vail community for over 30 years. From designer frames and sunglasses to high-performance sports frames, prescription goggles, and in-demand accessories like helmets, goggle lenses, and foldable reading glasses, our inventory raises the optical bar. Visit one of our 7 locations today and see why generations of loyal customers return time after time for our unmatched service and inventory. Eyepieces, the art of vision.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
For fun and adventure, join me on Elizabeth Stanton's Great Big World. Find out where I'll be going next and which celebrities I'll be bringing along with me. I'll show you amazing destinations with lots to explore, and you'll get to know my celebrity guests the way they really are, up close and personal. We'll travel the world, experience new cultures, and together, try to make a difference. I'm Elizabeth Stanton, saying the world's a big place, and I'm going to show it to you.
Good
When people think of world-class destinations, they're drawn to a place that provides opportunities for fine dining, shopping, superior lodging, exciting events, and unparalleled outdoor activities. Park City, Utah and Vail, Colorado are renowned destinations for travelers and extraordinary homes for residents. Feature your exceptional products and services in these two luxury communities. Advertise with Park City Television and TV8 Vail. Contact us today.
Do you love the outdoor lifestyle? Make sure you tune in every day at 8 p.m. to catch Scoreboard Nation. It's an outdoor lifestyle show dedicated to your 3 favorite mountain towns, Vail, Beaver Creek, Park City, and Reno, Tahoe. Join us for an incredible venture. Find us on TV8 Vail, Park City Television, or at thescoreboardnation.com. We can't wait to see you there.
You're watching K34QB, Vail, Colorado.
We're at the top of the 8 o'clock hour. In the first hour, we made jalapeno poppers, and man, the kitchen smells delicious. But in the meantime, we are having a conversation with the National Cattlemen's Beef Association about how beef is actually good for you if choosing the right cut. Cannot wait for that conversation. Plus, we've got more discussion around eyepieces of Vail and all that they have to offer. Dang Sweets will be here in studio, and then job searching. When is it time to make a change? We've got conversations with Bill Humbert, the recruiter guy, as well as Emily Gross, talent acquisition manager and business consultant. A lot happening in hour 2, so let's get started.
Get up, get ready to start your day. The mountains are calling you out to play. Come on, we'll make you feel right at home. Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. There's nothing better than the smell of jalapeno poppers in the morning. Kim and I have prepared some. In the first segment, we're going to take them out of the oven and try them here in a few minutes, but let's first take a look at that local weather. Getting up today, 27 degrees, a high today of 32 degrees, so some mild temperatures out there today. 30% chance of precipitation coming in the form of snowfall. Those winds, though, are going to kick up and down throughout the day, ranging between 20 and 10 miles an hour west-southwest. So be careful if you're out there, especially up over that pass, as the wind whips up and through there can create some visibility issues. Vail by the hour, very consistent throughout the day, ranging from 27 in the morning, 29 in the afternoon, and then dropping down in the evening. We're going to see some lower temperatures this evening and some possible snowfall coming in similar to yesterday. I-70 corridor, 50 degrees, beautiful day in Denver today. 32 in Vail, 34 in Avon, and 36 over there in Eagle. Again, tonight's going to drop down to 11 degrees. Again, 60% chance of precipitation. The winds are going to die down just a little bit, 10 to 15 miles an hour, still coming out of the west-southwest as that front kind of moves up through southern California into the Rocky Mountains. So again, be careful if you're out there on those highways this evening, because as that wind blows, that visibility will change. Here we go with the 5 days, some snowfall coming in tomorrow and Saturday, and then looking at Sunday. Going to be a beautiful day on Sunday. Monday kind of start to warm up just a little bit, 36 degrees on Monday and Tuesday, leading into that new week with some partly sunny, partly cloudy skies. So we've had a little bit of that mix coming in and out of the mountains throughout the last few weeks. 3 inches reported in Beaver Creek in the last 48 hours, 161-inch season total. 49-inch base depth. We've gone down just a little bit on the base over there in Beaver Creek because of some of those warmer temperatures, but hopefully some of this snowfall will replenish some that has melted off. 25 lifts are spinning in Beaver Creek, 163 trails open. That is 73% of the terrain. A lot of terrain. I mean, 73% may not sound like a lot, but there's a lot of skiable acreage over there at Beaver Creek. Over in Vail, 5 inches reported in the last 48 hours, 185 inches for the season. They're at a 58-inch base depth, 30 lifts are spinning, 277 trails open, and I sound like a broken record, 99% of the terrain open over there in Vail. So again, still a lot to explore over there, but we're just waiting on getting that 100%.
We really are, and we're just kind of stuck on the 99. But I've heard that last little strip is a bit rocky.
Yeah, so it might take a while.
It's okay. It's okay. Let it get
Well,
fluffed
again, too,
over.
with when we get the great snowfall and then these warmer temperatures, it just, it's kind of that cycle of melt off and refill.
It's true. We've really enjoyed the spring temps, but we don't want our winter to end quite yet. So
We don't.
We really don't. Because we need to use our fancy goggles that you can buy at Eyepieces of Vail. They've got so many great options there.
And I can't believe, every time you look at a new goggle system, and I say system because there's so much technology built in, the Anon is one of my favorites. It's got so many things built in. MFI, that magnetic face mask integration. So if you're out there and it's cold, you can keep that up, but if it starts to warm up with those temperatures, show us how that works, Kim. Just snap it right off.
Just like that. Looks great.
Put it in your pocket, clean your goggles. You can clean your goggles with that as well. And then as that weather changes, and we're seeing a lot of changes here in the weather with the sun coming out, the clouds popping in, all that kind of stuff. It's easy to pop out one. You look great. You look great.
I think I need another set.
I think you'll be able to, you should wear those while you eat the jalapenos later to keep your eyes from watering.
Probably should have been
I
wearing
think that's
them
what
when we
these
were
are good
cutting
for. Anon makes a very good jalapeno popper goggle, and this is it.
They really
But
do.
one great thing too about Anon's system is they make them depending on your face size. So this is the WM1, specifically designed for women, a little smaller face, a little smaller helmet opening, but they go all the way up to, I believe, a 4. So the experts over at Eyepieces of Vail can help you fit your helmet, fit your goggles, fit your eyewear to your needs, your specificity as far as what you're doing on the mountain, and of course, your face size. So
And did you see how quick that just magnetized to the bottom of the goggle?
I didn't even see it. That's how quick it was.
Sneaky. It really
I didn't
is.
even see
you
it.
just pull it off, you just grab it, and it's got the little magnetic right here. Looks great.
Right.
And then all you have to do,
Just pop it right back in.
pop it right back in, and there it is.
Poppers.
It's ready to
It's
go.
popper day.
It is popping things in and out of the oven, of the goggles.
Yep.
It's a lot happening, but Eyepieces of Vail, it's just a fun store. They're great help. They give you the white glove treatment, and they offer so many different options. So definitely head over and check out one of their 8 locations. They're in the Vail Valley primarily, but they also have locations in the Roaring Fork Valley as well.
That's right.
So we love Eyepieces
Great
of Vail.
Valentine's Day present, by the way.
Great Valentine's
Yeah.
Day present.
If you really love somebody, the gift of goggles, the gift of vision.
The gift of vision.
Yeah.
It's so important. But we got a lot happening on the show in the second hour. So, we're talking about beef, we're talking about talent acquisition, job searches, sweets.
Gosh.
It's great. It's going to be a blast. So we'll be right back after this.
Good morning, Vail.
Hi, it's Max at TV8 Vail. We want to invite you all to the Wacky Winter Reading Program. It's open to all ages. All you have to do is read 10 books or 1,000 pages. For more information, go on our website, tv8vail.com. And thank you to our sponsor, the Eagle Valley Library District.
Think Big features top kid inventors who face off against each other to see who can come up with the most innovative and creative invention. In Think Big, kids acquire and showcase their skills in creativity, science, marketing, design, and don't forget, teamwork. Check your local listings and watch the world's most innovative kids. They create and invent new toys, games, websites, and new modes of transportation. Tune in to Think Big.
America was built on a love for the outdoors. We are a nation of sportsmen, blessed with magnificent natural resources. With broad interests across water and field, we are united in our devotion to nature and conservation. Join us every week for the best shows celebrating the outdoor lifestyle. Outdoor America. Live free.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
Hi, I'm Gretchen Fleshaw, host of TV8 Vail. From fashion to food, from film to festivals, experience a unique look at the boutiques, spas, restaurants, and venues that make the Valley so special. Join me for Glitz and Glam. Find it in Good Morning Vail or at our website at tv8vail.com. I can't wait for our next adventure.
Dog Tales is America's premier dog lovers magazine show. This series is all about dogs and the people who love them. Featuring dogs of all sizes, shapes, and breeds, keeping you up to date with all the latest news from the dog world. Sit back and enjoy a fun program for the whole family. Check your local listings and tune in to Dog Tales.
Good morning, Vail.
Now, we love health and wellness here on Good Morning Vail, especially when we get to talk about fun topics such as beef. Beef is often misconceived as not good for you and for your cholesterol, for your heart, but that's actually not true at all. Joining me today to talk about how you can really incorporate beef into your diet with some delicious recipes and information, I've got Shailene McNeil, who is the Executive Director of Nutrition Science, Health, and Wellness at the National Cattlemen's Beef Association. Shailene, how are you this morning?
I'm great. Thanks for having us.
Looking great. Love the setup. I love the kitchen there. So talk to me about beef. You know, can it actually be eaten more regularly to be part of a heart healthy diet?
Absolutely. And this is new news for a lot of people because there's been more research come out that is showing that you can include lean beef as part of your heart healthy diet and actually maintain healthy cholesterol levels. So that's great news for beef lovers out there.
It really is. And, you know, the carnivore diet is up and coming. And I think more people are starting to realize that you don't need to be scared of beef. So talk to me about what lean meat is. I know there are over 36 different cuts now.
Yes, there are, because overall the beef supply has gotten leaner over time. And that's great news for those out there that are wanting to incorporate beef in their heart healthy diet. So when you're at the meat case and you're looking for all these lean cuts, actually more than 2/3 of the meat case is going to be those lean cuts. So you need some tips for how to find those lean cuts. And what we like to recommend is to look for the words round or loin in the name of the beef cut. So when you're at the meat case and you see that top sirloin, or you see that strip loin steak, or you see that eye of round or the round steak, those are lean cuts of beef. And then when it comes to looking at ground beef, you can look for 90% lean or leaner and find lean ground beef as well.
That's great. So do you have any tips for shopping outside of looking for those keywords?
When you look for those keywords, that's definitely one. But also what you can do is when you're shopping at the meat case, you can look at the beef cuts and find those closely trimmed beef cuts. So some that have less external fat around them. Now, if you pick up a cut of beef that has some external fat, when you come home and you prepare it, you can always trim that external fat, save a few calories, save a little bit of fat before you serve it.
Well, it looks like you've got some delicious dishes in front of you. So talk to me about some of those lean beef dishes and what you would recommend.
We pulled together some of my favorites. We love this spicy Korean beef and cucumber appetizer. Always looking for hearty, satisfying starters. And this is a delicious one. We've got a delicious strip loin that's grilled, very flavorful, herbed cream cheese with some Asian spicy chili sauce that we're putting on a cucumber. So it's low carb, high in protein, crunchy, savory, delicious. I love a beef confetti taco salad. Taco salads are so easy, they're hearty, they're flavorful, and we've diced up some colorful bell peppers to keep that crunch and that deliciousness with that ground beef. So this is one of my go-to favorites during the week. And then a really hearty meal with a sun-dried tomato beef tri-tip that has peppers and sweet potatoes. So you get a whole balanced meal in one dish. All of these recipes are Heart Check certified by the American Heart Association, and they're absolutely delicious.
I actually make a taco salad. I made one yesterday for during the week. It's so easy, and I love to know the percentages that we should be looking for in order to make it healthy and lean. Now, where can we go to find these recipes? Do you mind sharing?
Yes, we have our go-to export resource for all things beef. Get online, check us out. We're at beefitswhatsfordinner.com. You'll find recipes, you'll find nutrition tips, you can even learn about how beef is raised and grown. So a lot of great information at beefitswhatsfordinner.com.
Excellent. Well, Shailene, thank you for changing the perception, telling us what tips and tricks we should be looking for. Can you tell us one more time what those 2 words are that we should be looking for in the meat counter?
When you're looking for lean, look for the words round or loin in the meat case, and you'll find those lean cuts of beef.
Round or loin, I'm on it. Thank you so much for providing some information and for changing the conversation. I'm excited about this one.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Now stay tuned. We'll be back with more right after this.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome aboard. Bobby Laurie and Nikki Noya have your ticket to everything you need for an on-the-go lifestyle. Grab your boarding pass. It's time to jet set.
Hi, I'm Ben Belgrad, and I'm the owner of Drinking Vessels here at Bat Country Studios in Minturn. And I've been in the Valley for 7 years. I moved to the Valley because a friend helped me to get my vision off the ground, building my glass studio here, and being so close to snowboarding. So here at the studio, we're acting as a broker for 50 to 100 artists from around the country. We also offer glassblowing classes, and we bring many artists from around the country here to be able to work and create art collaboratively and be so close to skiing and all the activities we have here in the Valley. Here at Drinking Vessels, we specialize in handmade glass drinkware from artists around the country and around the world. Some of these are produced as more of an item you could get in sets and kind of get different color options as time goes on. And some of these are completely one of a kind and really high-end art that's unlike anything people have seen before. While I'm an artist myself here at the studio, I'm representing between 50 and 100 other artists from around the country. And most of these artists are able to spend most of their time working on their art while we help handle their marketing and their sales and the distribution and representation, allowing them more time to focus on their art. That's really my privilege in running this business, is creating that support and providing that platform for this big group of artists that are part of a movement that's very important to me.
Coming up this season on Ready, Set, Renovate, real homeowners tackle really big renos.
Welcome to the ugliest house in the neighborhood.
It's a wild ride from before to after.
If we go to the tile store one more time, only one of us is coming out alive.
Well, I didn't know he was going to do all that.
Between the budget and the timeline, it's makeover madness.
Good morning, Vail.
We're here.
We're back. We're back with our poppers.
I wish that you could smell what we are smelling.
It's pretty
here.
mesmerizing. I mean, it puts you into a coma
It
just
does.
when you smell these.
You know, bacon, always, whenever you smell bacon.
Yeah.
If somebody's cooking bacon in the house where I am and I'm asleep, I wake up immediately. So the smell of bacon, you can kind of taste, like smell the spiciness of the jalapeno.
Yeah, absolutely.
A little bit of the juices as well. And we were hearing it sizzling when we pulled it out of the oven. Man, it was delicious sounding.
About 22 minutes on these, and then I hit the broil for 1 minute to give it that just little crispness.
As you can see, it's very crisp. We've
Yeah.
got the bacon looks great, the nice like brown of the cheese on the top.
Wonderful.
And you know, the cream cheese wouldn't be browned like that. It's because of the additional cheddar cheese added in. So,
You know what would go good with these?
What?
A margarita.
oh my goodness, sign me up.
So here's
Why didn't we make one this
So here's
morning?
what you do. You take all the stuff you scooped out of the jalapeno, You get a bunch of cilantro. You put 2 cups of water, 1 cup of sugar in a pot, and you let it kind of reduce down a little bit, and you make your simple syrup, strain it, and you use that in with your lime and tequila, and then you've got a cilantro jalapeno margarita.
So you're going to make one after the show.
We can do that.
We are doing it. On our off hours, not when we're working. We're not going to have a margarita, but we for sure are going to enjoy one with these later.
Well, these turned out great. These are a hit.
They are a hit. They are a hit. Well, we got some exciting things happening in the world of recruiting.
Yeah, I mean, it's the beginning of the year. A lot of people are doing it in evaluation. Are they happy in their job? Are they making enough money? Well, now's the time to start looking if you're going to look, and we've got an expert to kind of show us the way.
It's true. So grab a margarita, jalapeno popper, and start that job search. Let's take a look at what Bill Humbert, the recruiter guy, has to say.
Welcome back to the show. We are once again joined by recruiter guy Bill Humbert, who's got some wonderful advice to share with us on how to make a change in our careers or how to just, make that career change path a little bit smoother. Welcome to the show, Bill.
Ben, thank you so much. It's great to be back.
Well, it's so great to have you back. So, looking a little bit towards changing our career paths and trying to make a shift, what are some things that you keep in mind, kind of let us know that it's time for a change in our careers?
I would say there's probably 3 things to keep in mind. One is sometimes you don't have a choice. The company has a riff or the manager has a problem with you and they just lay you off. So that at that point, you got to find a job. The second is, maybe you've topped out and you want to be more successful and make better contributions, but you just can't get there in that company or that manager. It's time to find a job. And then the third is, if you just begin to get that spidey sense that things aren't going well, even though you're making contributions, start looking now. Don't wait until you get laid off.
Well, it was great reasons to kind of start keeping an eye on start that job search. But once you get started or once you're in that position where you're ready to make a change, it can be a little bit challenging to get started, and just the job search in general can be pretty nebulous. So do you have any advice on how to kind of come up with a good goal setting and to really keep that finish line in mind?
Absolutely, Ben. So the first step is to quickly decide what kind of job you want or need or what you're looking for in a new position that would be even more fun for you. And then define a little bit more about that position and the skills and experience that you have that would help you fit in that position. And then the potential companies who have those positions.
So almost like coming up with a couple of different lists. One of the things that you're looking for in the job, the things that you think that you can provide to the new job, and the places that you think you can find that?
Exactly.
Which seems pretty straightforward. What's the next step after that?
Then you create, so you're talking about making a list. Then you create a spreadsheet with a list of everyone that you know. Family, friends, coworkers, former managers, managers who liked you in your current company and hate to see you leave, people from church, everybody. And then add their phone numbers and then the dates that you contacted them because you want to track that. And then if they're a first level LinkedIn connection and you don't have their phone number, a lot of times their phone numbers are in the contact information. And so that part is the part that's very important for your networking because now you have a list.
So with that list, what are we doing with it? Are we we're making those calls, working our way down the list and contacting everybody. Are we trying to just let them know that we're on the market for new opportunities, or you think that we should be using something a little bit more specific?
A little bit more specific. I call it the Here I Am speech in my books. And the Here I Am speech, the first minute and 30, depending on how much experience you have, you talk about some of the really major accomplishments that you've made in your position. And then you talk about why it is that you want to leave your job right now or why it is you're looking for a job right now. And then finally, what I would like in my next job is, and then just spill it out in about 15 seconds. And where most people make a mistake is they ask, do you have any jobs available? And when they ask that question, even to me, and I'm a recruiter, my knee jerk is no. The question that you should ask is, who do you feel I should speak with next? And you're hoping for them to say, our company is looking for somebody right now. And then you say, well, can you introduce me to the manager? And that introduction is much, much more effective than trying to post and hope somebody's looking at your resume, because they're not.
Definitely. And I mean, in my experience too, like sometimes it can be really difficult if you're looking for a specific job, figuring out who those people to contact are, because sometimes the list on the website, all the Google searching you can do, you can only find out maybe the head of HR, not necessarily who's the hiring manager or the department head for the department that you're trying to apply to either. And that can be a little bit tricky to try and find just the right person to make that call to. So,
there's this software product and service called LinkedIn. And when I'm recruiting, that's what I use. I use LinkedIn, and I look for people within companies first, and then I work down the list, and then I make connections with the ones I want to connect with. If you're searching for a job, you want to look for the people who are at the top. The vice president of marketing, the vice president of sales, the vice president of operations. Those are the people you want to talk to. And even if you're not able to talk to them, lots of times they'll say, well, send me your resume. And then what they do is they pass it down. And if you're a manager and a vice president hands you a resume, are you going to at least talk to that person?
Definitely going to give them a call. But my first impression there would be, it seems to me like some of those higher level people, they might either have a gatekeeper to get access to them, or they might not necessarily have the time to deal with minutia like hiring. What advice do you have to make that initial connection?
So if they feel like hiring is minutia, then it's time to pass them on, because that means they're not interested in building their team. And team building is one of the most important jobs of executives and hiring managers. So if that's what they feel, then you move on to some other company where hiring is important.
Well, because that work culture is very much set from the top, isn't it?
It does. It does. And that gives you strong indication of the culture of the company, and it's probably not one you want to be part of.
But how would you go and make that initial connection with somebody in one of those high power positions, especially if you don't necessarily have a pre-existing connection?
What I have coached my people who are looking for a job, and they followed my coaching, is to send that person a LinkedIn invitation. You have 200 characters, and hello, Bob. Hello, Mary. I see that your company has a position in operations, and I've worked in that position and made some major impacts with my current company. Would you like to link on LinkedIn? And then add your name and phone number.
And just a quick little blurb, quick little introduction to kind of what you might offer and why they might need to take some time to talk to you.
Exactly, Ben. So career search, like recruiting, mirrors the sales process perfectly. And in my book, I go through that. It's a sales process that people have to go through. And, the true work is when you're going out and you're starting to look and network. Here are the metrics. If you talk to 2 new people per week, it will take you 1 year to find a new job. If you talk to 10 new people per week, you'll find a new job in 6 months. If you talk to 20 new people per week, So 2 in the morning and 2 in the afternoon, you'll find a job in 90 days. And I have found with the people I've coached, it works. Might be 89 days, might be 91 days, but it's right around that 90-day mark.
Awesome. Well, Bill, speaking of your book, I hear you might have a little bit of book news coming up.
I do. I have a book signing in Park City at Dolly's Bookstore on Main Street, and they've always treated me amazingly well. And so I'm excited about that because I get to meet some new people and talk to them about their careers. So it's going to be Friday, March 22nd at 2 p.m. at Dolly's. And, come out and join us. Even, if you're out over here skiing, come out and join us. It'll be great to meet you, and you get to meet Recruiter Guy live and in person.
Well, awesome, Bill. It's been so much fun to have you on. And as always, you've got some really great advice for us. Make sure to check out recruiterguy.com or head over to Dolly's Bookstore on March 2nd for that book signing.
22nd.
22nd. Thank you. All right, Bill, thank you so much for stopping by, and we'll be right back with a little bit more show right after this.
Good morning, Vail.
Suki and Scott show. We are feeling good today. Great show on the way.
Absolutely. Welcome to our show. I'm Suki.
I'm Scott.
And we are feeling good today. You know why? Because we had a great show.
Good morning, Vail.
In case you're wondering what today's weather is going to look like, let's take a quick look at the hourly breakdown. As you can see, light snow at 8 a.m., 27 degrees. It'll get a little bit warmer, but not much as we move throughout the day. Noon, 28. That snow will taper off a bit as we get to the later part of the day. And then we've got 29 at 4 o'clock for the high. A little bit of cloud coverage and some sunshine. And then at 8 p.m., it'll be a low of 22 degrees. So interesting and very cool temps today compared to what it has been most recently. But we love Bill Humbert. He's a wealth of knowledge. And then we had a conversation with Emily Gross, Talent Acquisition Manager and Business Consultant, about how to best use AI in your job search. Let's take a look at that conversation. You know, we are at the beginning of a brand new year. Brand new year means new goals, whether it's personal or professional. And joining me today to talk about how you can apply for jobs, which is, I know, very intimidating to some people. I've got Talent Acquisition Manager and Business Consultant Emily Gross on the couch with me today to give you all of the advice that you need. Emily, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you so much for having me back.
Well, you are talent acquisition expert. You talk to people all day long. You hire people, you give advice, you train a team. So you know all things business and the ins and outs of it. So let's talk about 2024. We're coming into new technology, new ways to do things, whether it's looking for a job, whether it's writing a resume or a cover letter or even a headshot. So ChatGPT, I know that is the hot topic. Tell me all about it.
Yes, I am absolutely loving ChatGPT. I'm exploring with it. I'm learning more about its capabilities every day. And also job seekers, not only because it's a new year and people are looking for new opportunities, there's a lot of layoffs happening. Any of us can be looking for a job at any moment in time, of course. So we now have tools that can make it a lot easier. ChatGPT has been amazing. You can start by uploading your resume to ChatGPT with a job description of a job that you're interested in, even multiple if they're similar, and then prompt ChatGPT to cater that resume to those job descriptions. It's going to embed those keywords, and it's really going to help you look like the best candidate.
That's great. So you can literally take the job description of the job that you want, and then take your resume and tell ChatGPT to match them.
Yes.
Wow, that's great. That's great. So when we use ChatGPT, so that's just with your resume, but oftentimes with the job search, you've got to have a cover letter, or it's intimidating to upload them into the search portal because you've got to enter in your employer, your address, what you did, all of those things. So how does ChatGPT help?
Yes. So writing a cover letter, I've heard from so many people that they're motivated, they're ready to go, they're applying to jobs, and then they get the upload the cover letter as well, and they're like, ah. So don't be, intimidated by that. Go to ChatGPT, put your resume in again, put that job description in, and prompt it to write you a cover letter for that specific job. You can also add, I like to talk to my ChatGPT, so I'll say, add a little note about this and things like that. Then whatever version it gives you back, I'm always tweaking it, coaching it, really catering it. I'll say, make it more casual, make it shorter, make it more professional, make sure you mention this recent company accomplishment. So never really take the first version that it gives you, and you're gonna learn so much of its capabilities by prompting it more and more.
That's great. Gone are the days of people who have careers in resume writing. So they're going to need to use ChatGPT to find their next job.
Yes.
That's great. So let's talk a little bit more about technology. So AI is great. So you mentioned for resumes and for cover letters, but how else can you use ChatGPT to help refine your professional profile?
Yes. So many things. Another thing that I was loving that it can do is you can upload, again, your resume, that job description, and the company information once you do have an interview scheduled. Then you can prompt ChatGPT to give you interview questions.
Oh, wow.
And then you can start answering them. Make sure you're using that star format with all of your answers. And you're going to be very prepared, because who knows, that hiring manager might even be using ChatGPT to generate those questions. So you're going to be very prepared, or it'll be similar questions. So that's another way it helps.
No, that's great. So you said star format.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
It's just making sure that you're really giving the full story. So when someone asks you about a challenge that you faced, again, stay away from saying, I usually or sometimes. We want to take them to a specific time and place where you faced a challenge, start to finish, the situation, the action that you took, and you cannot forget the results. So getting all of that together, practicing with ChatGPT, answering those questions is going to have all of your responses right on the tip of your tongue.
So if you got the interview, you use the ChatGPT, everything looks great, and now you're sitting with a hiring manager. How do you really wow a hiring manager in your questions? Like, what would you recommend as far as types of questions to ask, how to answer their questions, what to wear, all of that?
Sure. Well, I'm going to say again, you can use ChatGPT. You can prompt ChatGPT with saying, what are some great interview questions for this interview that I could ask myself that will show my enthusiasm? Or a lot of times you can even have it reword something you're wondering about. I want to ask them about their last year. What's a great way to phrase that? So ChatGPT can help you. And again, all of this with AI, you still are going to put your personal touch on it, and that is really the magic. The AI is going to take, I think, a lot of the stress and a lot of the time that you would be spending on this, and it will allow yourself to be yourself, I personally think, because a lot of times I'll hear something great from ChatGPT, and I'm like, that's wonderful content. I know exactly now how to make it my own. So it's really helpful.
That's great. Now, if you're not necessarily looking, but you want your profile to look good, your professional profile. So how do you make it look good? When you're putting content on your profile, should it be exactly the same as your resume? And then also let's talk about what your picture should look like.
Yes, this is, I think, the fun stuff. I mean, it's all fun, but this gets really fun. So they are now offering AI-generated professional headshots. There are several different apps and websites that are offering it, so I'm not going to endorse one in particular. But the average price is about $30. A lot of them even have a 7-day trial. You upload about 10 pictures of yourself, and then it literally gives you hundreds of professional photos to choose from. And when you get them back, you will see that AI still struggles with fingers and teeth. So the hundreds is useful, but you'll be surprised that they really are able to capture the essence of who you are, looking really professional.
I don't know if I should be excited or scared, because that is impressive. So you usually about 10 photos and they generate 100 images from those 10.
Yes, and
Wow.
they give you all kinds of outfits and looks and colors, and you can customize. Say, like, I don't like the color purple, I like the color blue, or what have you. So I just think it's super fun. And for a lot of people that don't have access to someone to take a photo of them, or good lighting, or professional clothes, I think it's a great way to get yourself out there started looking and feeling your best.
That's so important. And a lot of people don't even know how to pose in front of the camera at times.
Totally.
So that's a great way just to really elevate your professional profile.
Yes.
So other platforms. So we've been talking a lot about ChatGPT.
Yes.
We've talked about these photo apps that can give you a professional headshot. But there's got to be more out there. So tell me all about it.
Yes, I am learning about the full cycle ones now. The ones I've been hearing the most are Teal HQ and Use Massive. They will take you full cycle. They will create your resume for you based on a series of questions. A lot of them are multiple choice, so it creates an algorithm for you. You obviously put in your personal information as far as where you have worked and the things you've accomplished. Also be sure to make them measurable accomplishments on there. And then it will actually suggest jobs that you should apply to. It will apply to the jobs for you. It will keep track of the application status. It will even send follow-up communications for you. It's incredible. So they can even say that they can even apply to 300 jobs per month for you.
Wow.
I think it would be for someone who's maybe starting out younger in your career and you're just kind of open to a lot of different things. I do want to put a disclaimer out there. With any AI, be very careful with your personal information. Do not include your street address. You can put the city and state that you live in. Do not put your actual phone number. I would recommend creating a Google number. They're free, so absolutely please do that. I would also recommend just creating another Gmail account just for job applications. So everything's all in one place. It's a professional email address, and that way you're protected. Because if you're going to be sending your information to out to 300 people, we want it to be very secure. So please keep that in mind.
I love that you mentioned professional email address. I've seen some email addresses that should have been left in the 90s.
Same, but they give me a good laugh though, so.
It's true. Well, Emily, where can we go to get career advice, to connect with you? Talk to me about how can we follow you and just use your knowledge.
Yeah. Anyone is welcome to reach out to me on LinkedIn. I'm Emily Gross. I do want to mention one other tool that I'm super excited about. If you don't mind, it's quick. But I was thrilled to hear this. So, when you're going and you're applying to jobs, and then you upload your resume, your cover letter, you think you're all good to go, and then it prompts you to put in every single detail, month, year, a full application that's like 10 pages long. There's a web extension, a browser extension called Simplify, and it auto-fills for you.
Amazing.
I was so excited to hear that. So anyone can reach out to me on LinkedIn. I'm Emily Gross. I love giving career advice. Again, we're living in a time where lots of people are getting laid off and all different things are happening. And I'm so passionate about helping people find their job in a less stressful way. So
well,
reach out.
you're very approachable, and I'm sure you've helped many careers change and many lives change. So Emily Gross on LinkedIn.
Yes.
Great. Well, we'll make sure that people connect with you there, and thank you for all of your knowledge and your information.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. Now stay tuned. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Good morning, Vail.
Eyepieces of Vail has been a fixture in the Vail community for over 30 years. From designer frames and sunglasses to high-performance sports frames, prescription goggles, and in-demand accessories like helmets, goggle lenses, and foldable reading glasses, our inventory raises the optical bar. Visit one of our 7 locations today and see why generations of loyal customers return time after time for our unmatched service and inventory. Eyepieces, the art of vision.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. We always like to showcase new businesses in and around the Valley and talk about what's going on as far as bringing new items to you out there, the consumer. And I am sitting here with Tim and Angela from Dang Sweets. And we've got a beautiful centerpiece on this table. Unbelievable. And you hand make all this.
Yes, we do.
Unbelievable. So tell me about Dang Sweets. How did you come up with the name?
So it was kind of just like a little game we were playing, and then during COVID, she started baking. She taught herself. She was staying home during the pandemic. I was working a lot down at Cut and Edwards, and she just started to bake, and then one day we came home and we're like, you know what, let's open a bakery.
Well, let's back up. Hold on.
Yeah.
So you taught yourself during COVID the art of baking.
Yes, well, every time, like, I always liked to bake.
Right.
And whenever I got in the States, I didn't really speak English, so I ended up working in the kitchen, Alter Bistro. That's actually where we met. And I was working the line, and I'll always make something sweet, like a cupcake or something, and people will be like, oh my God, you're so talented. And I'm naive, so I believed it. So during COVID, because I had a lot of time and Tim was working, I was serving at the time, so I was laid off from work and staying at home. I'll bake a lot, and poor people from COD will have to eat all my desserts, which...
That's right.
Yeah.
So I wonder, I've been in there a couple times, and they all seem like they've gained weight.
A little bit. We had a lot of good desserts and a lot of, you're doing okay, you know? Just the encouragement.
It's a good test area to give it to those guys.
Definitely.
Well, these look absolutely beautiful, and to hear that you crafted your skill during COVID and you've come out to this. Now, doing this is an adventure in itself, but you're opening your own storefront at this point, which is a whole different adventure. Talk about that.
So basically, we started out of the commissary kitchen. We're super fortunate to work with Chef Simona and Mira at Lenona and Vail. They opened up their kitchens to us, just like the grandmother that the restaurant represents. And they let us work out of there. And then about the last year and a half, we started to get very, very busy. I think we did almost 30 weddings last summer alone.
Wow.
Probably 200-300 cakes over the course of the summer, as well as Vail's Farmers Market. And before we knew it, we're like, all right, it's time to leave our full-time jobs and just focus on baking.
Yeah.
And then we ended up signing a commercial lease over across from Walmart at Trail Creek, located right next to T-Mobile. And we hope to be open in the next couple weeks. And we're building out basically our dream cafe. As you've heard, she does have a little bit of an accent.
A little bit. I thought Tennessee, Kentucky,
Right.
no.
Texas.
Yeah. So she's in the European-esque, and we traveled there a bit when we were dating and got married and everything. So for us, that taste of Europe is what we really miss. You know, we miss that coffee shop cafe where you can go in, read a book, hang out, eat some slices of cake or some tarts or some desserts that you normally don't see around here.
All right, so we know a little bit about Angela, how she got started, crafted her skills with baking to give us what we have in front of us. Tim, how about you? How did you kind of come up into the food business?
So I was born and raised in it. My parents used to manage a steakhouse back in upstate New York. So since I was a little kid, I was running around playing hide and go seek with the dishwashers type thing.
Yeah.
13, I started working a sandwich franchise, a Subway, basically to keep myself out of trouble on the weekends because my parents knew I would get myself into trouble like any teenage boy. Then after that, I ended up in culinary school. Since then, I've traveled around the country, around the world, basically cooking 18 different restaurants, from traditional Italian food to Mazzahisa here in Vail to basically high-end steakhouses, everything like that, all over the country. And then when I met Angela, like she had said, we'd been in Terra Bistro cooking together. We ended up dating and falling in love and getting married. And then after one day, I was just like, you know, we have a lot of really good restaurants around here. A lot of people who do a lot of things really right, but we're missing that taste of like Europe. You know? So let's do what's smart, and what if we think it's missing, we hope other people feel the same, you know?
Well, tell me about your demographic and who you're going to market for, because obviously with a storefront, you're going to have a walk-in business into this beautiful cafe that you're building out. But how about from a corporate? Do you have any hotels or anybody else that's buying some of your items?
So we actually do have a partnership with Rocky Mountain Taco out of Minturn.
Nice.
So they do carry our tres leches. We're going to start with some other desserts just to kind of see how it's going. They're awesome people. We get along really close with them. We like their young energy for the Valley. And then we do work with some local wedding planners, some restaurants and whatnot. But a lot of people tend to find us through basically referrals. Yeah. We have a really strong following. Like at the farmers market this last year, we sold out almost every week by 2 o'clock.
Wow.
In the afternoon. And it was like a lot of the people were the same people coming back. So
and that's
great.
That's a great marketing engine. You get people out there that are tasting it, trying it. It's like, oh my gosh, where are you located? So now you're going to be able to give them an address.
Exactly. And I mean, our big thing too is we want to stay close with our community. So like we've we take great pride. We do Jack's Place, the cancer hike up on
Nice.
Beaver Creek Mountain every
Yeah.
year. So you'll find us up there. We try to help out our community. I mean, we do have a 1-year-old, so we're big on trying to make sure he's growing up in a good environment.
That is absolutely perfect. Beautiful story. Now, what's your anticipated finish date? I know construction and inspections, and trust me, I'm going through that. So where are you looking at when you're going to hang that "We're open" sign?
We're hoping before the end of the month. I mean, we're painting.
Okay.
Basically, our ovens and equipment should be installed by the end of the week. All of our water, everything's there. Our paint's going on the walls. We just got to put our decorating touch. And as you can see, our pastries are a little bit different than what most people might be used to.
Right.
I think basically the pot of choux on the table has the least amount of steps. The other ones have 5 to 6 components each. So we need a little bit of time to get ourselves prepped.
Yeah.
And we are a little bit of control freaks in our quality control.
Of
So
course.
You'll see Angela and I mainly in the kitchen focused on the pastry. That's kind of how we've always been. And we like to see people's look when you hand something that looks like a cherry to somebody. And
It's
they crack
absolutely
into it.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Great.
So-
Well, I thank you so much for coming in, sharing your story, sharing your passion. I mean, that's what this valley is built on, is just passion.
Mhm.
And it's so wonderful to hear that now you're opening up a store and to raise your son in and teach him the art of culinary, hopefully too.
Yeah, exactly. He loves it. I mean, he's always in the kitchen grabbing spatulas and playing with the whisks with us. I mean, we take him
There you
everywhere
go.
with us.
Well,
Yeah.
he's one of the members at the farmers market. People came to see Theo.
Oh, of course. Yeah, I'm sure. He's
Yeah.
going to be a little celebrity there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we just didn't bring him today. He started walking not too long ago, so he's climbing on everything. And,
Oh, yeah.
Those pastries wouldn't be on the table still. There's a good chance. So it's the fun of a 1-year-old. I mean, he gets into the flour every once in a while, but I mean, that's the fun of growing up in a kitchen life.
Right. Well,
Gotta
thank
play.
you again for coming in and sharing. Your brick and mortar building, that beautiful cafe, is going to go up over next to Walmart by where the T-Mobile and everything is over there.
Yep.
I can't wait. I know you're going to be so busy before your grand opening, but I hope to get you in before that so we can do a big announcement.
Awesome.
And get the community involved in there. But again, thank you for what you're doing here, your passion for the culinary and the pastries, but also for giving back to the community, because that's what it's about.
Thank you. Thanks for having
Thank you
us.
for having us.
Thank you. We'll be back soon with more Good Morning Vail.
Good morning, Vail.
Snooki and Scott show. We are feeling good today. Great show on the way.
Absolutely. And welcome to our show. I'm Suki.
I'm Scott.
And we are feeling good today. You know why? Because we had a great
I'm Amy Goodman, host of Democracy Now! Our independent news hour offers diverse perspectives and unique opinions, often unheard in the mainstream media, live as the news unfolds. Tune in for Democracy Now!, the War and Peace Report, weekday mornings at 9 and evenings at 6 on TV8 Vail, Comcast Xfinity Channel 92. There's more for you on Channel 92.
More than ever, kids need information to help them better understand their surroundings and to better protect themselves. Each week, this program works with the various law enforcement agencies across the country and the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, spotlighting several missing cases, hoping someone, like you, might have information that will lead to finding these individuals.
Join us in exploring the everyday lives of community members here in the Vail Valley. Hear their inspiring stories of how they came here, their contributions to our community, and why they chose to call this place home. We want you to be one of our neighbors. If you would like to be featured or nominate someone to be featured, please send an email to danielle@tv8vail.com. We look forward to featuring your story right here on TV8.
Do you love the outdoor lifestyle? Make sure you tune in every day at 8 p.m. to catch Scoreboard Nation. It's an outdoor lifestyle show dedicated to your 3 favorite mountain towns, Vail, Beaver Creek, Park City, and Reno, Tahoe. Join us for an incredible venture. Find us on TV8 Vail, Park City Television, or at thescoreboardnation.com. We can't wait to see you there.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to the TV8 Weather Center and Good Morning Vail. Before we close out the show, we're going to give you the full rundown of the weather. As you can see, 27 degrees at 8 a.m. We're looking at a high of 32 potentially, and those snow showers will be kind of peppering us throughout the day today. Morning snow, but mostly cloudy in the afternoon. Winds coming from the west by southwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. And you know when the winds pick up, that means the storm is on its way. As we look into the rest of the day here, we've got an hourly breakdown. We're looking at hourly of 27 at 8 a.m., noon 28, 4 p.m. 29. So we may hit that high at 32, but a low of 22 tonight at 8 p.m. and partially cloudy moving into that I-70 corridor. If you're heading down into Denver, you might want to be careful because there will be some intermittent snow showers throughout the day today. Eagle, we're looking at a high of 36, 30% chance of precipitation. Just about the same on the precipitation front in Avon and Vail. 34 degrees for the high in Avon, 32 in Vail. And then Denver, our sunny sister, sunshine and a little bit of cloud coverage at 50 degrees for the high today. But looking at tonight's low temperatures of 11 degrees, and those snow showers will be increasing in the evening. 60% chance, partially cloudy early today, but then we'll have periods of snow throughout the day. Again, those winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Looking at that 5-day forecast, this is what we want to know about. Friday and Saturday, snow showers, high of 30 on Friday, low of 12. Saturday, 29 for the high, 8 for the low. 60% chance of precipitation throughout the day today, or throughout the day on Saturday. And then Sunday, mostly sunny, 26 for the high, 4 for the low. Monday, the sunshine is starting to come back out. 36 for the high, 10 degrees for the low. And then Tuesday, we're back. Bluebird days all day long, enjoying that nice snowfall that we had. 36 for the high and 12 for the low.
It's exciting.
It is. I love it.
I do too. It's just that perfect timing. Coming into the weekend when all the visitors to the valley, fresh snow, everyone's going to be happy.
It's true. Selfishly.
Jalapeno poppers, a big game coming up.
Selfishly, the extra snow to me means that there'll be less beginners on the slopes. I hope.
Okay.
I don't know. That's maybe me being a little bit selfish, but either way, we love having our visitors here. It's always a blast getting to know people from all over the place on the chairlifts. That's one of my favorite parts of getting out there.
Yeah. Looking forward to these great temperatures too. Not too cold, a little milder than it has been, but great temperatures.
You know, it's we finally get some winter temps, you know, at the beginning of February.
Great show today.
Great show today.
Well, look at these beautiful pastries here on the table. Can't wait to
From
enjoy
Dang
those.
Sweets. It's incredible. I just want to bite into them.
I know. Beautiful.
Looks like we will. Plus the jalapeno poppers. Lots of football food being made in the kitchen this week. And as always, a pleasure working with you, Kevin.
Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday. The Kim and Kevin sign off is coming at you right now. Thanks for joining.
So many things to see and do. Summer